So in today's video, I'm going to do a little work around the house, and I'm going to show you how to clean this up, make this look a little nicer by making a little cap strip that we're going to put on here and get a decorative piece there. So let's get to it. So to begin with, I have to cut my pieces to width. So I'm just using scrap 3/4 inch MDF here, and I'm cutting the first cut at 4 inches, which is going to be my inside pieces. Then the next cut is 5.5 inches, which is going to be my outside pieces. So just cutting them to width right now. Next I'm cutting them to length, and the first I'm going to cut is the inside pieces, the thinner pieces, and these are going to be cut to the width and height of the beam. The second group of pieces are the wider ones, and these are going to be cut to the width and height of the outside of the first ones that I cut. So I'm adding 3/4 of an inch to each piece. So for assembly, I'm just going to use a simple butt joint with nails, brad nails to hold it together. Now first I want to apply some wood glue to the end of the MDF to allow that to soak in, so I get a better glue joint when I apply the bead of glue for the finish assembly. Final assembly is pretty simple. All I do is place a bead of glue there, add the piece that goes across, which this one's going to be the bottom piece once I put it up on the beam at the top, and add 3 brad nails to hold it in place. Once that's finished, I go ahead and take a wet rag and wipe off any excess glue so that I have a nice smooth finish on it, and I don't have to worry about sanding it too much at the end of the assembly. After the inside pieces are assembled, I'm going to go ahead and glue up the outside pieces, and these are the wider ones. So these will actually fit up there towards the start of the beam coming across the ceiling. And again, the assembly is exactly the same, just a butt joint with some nails, brad nails to hold it in place. Once I have all the glue wiped away, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick check fit to make sure my smaller piece fits inside there a little snug. It doesn't have to be real tight, but I do want it to be a press fit. Now I take all the pieces over to the router table and add a 45-degree bevel onto one end of each piece. This is going to give a decorative touch once everything is assembled. Alright, so as you've seen so far, I'm at this point here, and what I do is I have 2 U-shaped pieces of wood, which you saw me cut out, and then after I glued them together, I put a 45-degree bevel on each one, and then slid them in, and I left enough room here to make sure that I cleared this piece right here. So that way when I slide it there, it covers it up. Now the other thing I found out is that this ceiling here is a little bit lower than this one. Now this beam was put in when we added on to the house, so we added on quite a bit that direction. And when we did this ceiling on this side of the beam is actually about 3/8 inches higher than the ceiling on this side. So all I did was, once I had this all glued up, I put it on a table saw and just trimmed off 3/8 of an inch on this side, so that would slide up there and fit pretty good. So I also took this and primed it up. I pre-primed it so that once I get it up here, I'm going to repaint everything once it's all trimmed out. So I wanted to at least prime this here too. Now it's a nice snug fit up here, and so I don't really need to nail into it. So the way I'm going to put this up is I'm actually just going to use a little bit of silicone seal, and that's this right here, a little bit of that, and that's what's going to keep this up there. Now I only have to put it on this one right here that's actually going to touch anything. And I don't need too much because we're going to have trim pieces and other things helping it hold it in place. Put this down here, get this, and slide it on up. And there you go. And so now all I gotta do is the other side. Okay, Okay, so right now this already looks good. Just having this piece up in here really looks good. We do have a little bit of trim work to do, and I'm gonna actually make a separate video on trimming out pieces like this that could be used for cabinets or whatever. But right now, this is set to go. I'm gonna trim this out and then paint it, and it'll be all done, and we'll have a nice finished look on all these beams. So thanks for watching so far. Please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.